Good evening, people. Good evening, people. Arno TV. Arno TV is back live on YouTube. I've been off YouTube for a couple of days, been working and whatnot. And a lot's been going on, hasn't it? A lot has been going on since I've been off air in this last few days. A lot has happened. So let's start by going over to the internet and let's have a look at what these vile, despicable people that we've been speaking about on this channel the whole way through this pandemic have been up to. Let's go have a look, because these people are taking us for absolute idiots. That is what these people are doing. So let's go and start over here in the BBC, okay? Because, you know, in the last couple of days on COVID, face masks, rules and COVID passes are all to end in England, aren't they? According to the government, England Plan B measures are to end from next Tuesday, with mandatory face coverings in public, in a public place, and COVID passports both dropped. Boris Johnson has announced. The Prime Minister also said the government would immediately drop its advice for people to work from home. The PM said England was reverting to Plan A due to boosters and how people had followed Plan B measures. Are you having this, people? Are you having this? Let me tell you something. The only reason why these despicable people are all of a sudden, from nowhere, just, you know, talking about everything ending, all the rules ending, is because these people are shitting themselves because of what's come out about their despicable, abhorrent behaviour the whole way through this pandemic. These people are absolutely shitting themselves. That is why they are suddenly from nowhere talking about lifting measures. This is a distraction from what these people have been up to, isn't it? Do these people think we are absolutely stupid? Do they think we're idiots? These people, like I've told you, have a lot to answer for, and there's absolutely no doubts about it anymore. Is there? Is there? These people are an utter disgrace, aren't they? And, you know, I mean, I couldn't believe this when I was watching Sky News this morning, because all of a sudden now, Sajid Javid was comparing COVID with the flu. Right? We've had people have their, Facebook sites shut down, YouTube channels for doing that. But now all of a sudden, Sajid Javid is comparing COVID to the flu, yeah? This is what he said on Sky TV this morning. I watched it before I went to work. Britain's Health Secretary has defended his comparison of COVID-19 and the flu by saying the country must learn to live with the virus because it will be with us forever. Sajid Javid delivered the stark forecast as he insisted England is ready to lift Plan B restrictions, a move that will bring millions of people back to workplaces and end mandatory COVID-19 passes for crowded venues. Mr. Javid, who is seen as a potential prime ministerial candidate if Boris Johnson is forced to step down over the party scandal, laid out his vision for easing society back into a more normal routine with the threat of coronavirus remaining, yeah? These people are taking you for idiots, okay? So, they're getting rid of all these restrictions from nowhere, yeah? So, why have people been abiding by these restrictions then, if they're just all of a sudden going to lift them from nowhere? These people are taking you for idiots, okay? And, you know, because of all these parties, like it says here, we might have a vote of no confidence in the government next week, yeah? Well, if Johnson goes, right, who's going to replace him? Priti Patel? A tyrant like that? Or Gove? Yeah? Someone like that? Or maybe even Hancock? These people are an utter disgrace, and they are absolutely shitting themselves, these people, about everything that has come out about all their behaviour, all these parties, the way that these people are carrying on, their attitude, their culture in government. That is what these people are scared about, because they are really worried now that the public can see exactly who these people are, and like we've been telling you, that they've got a lot to answer for, haven't they? Haven't they? These people are an utter disgrace, an utter disgrace. And there's talks of also Tory MP claims Number 10 are now blackmailing rebels, as Wakeford says. Funding was threatened before he decided, as it happened. So now, because the whips and everybody are going around whipping everyone into place, into supporting Johnson and defending his behaviour, according to The Guardian, Tory MPs are now being blackmailed. This is the people that we are dealing with, like we've been telling you all along. These people are not to be trusted. They're a disgrace. They've behaved appallingly. They don't care about anybody, these people, other than themselves, and lining their own filthy pockets, like we've been telling you. These people are terrified now, and that is why all these rules all of a sudden from nowhere are being lifted. I mean, ask yourself this question, yeah? There's more COVID infections now than there were when we were locked down. COVID infection rates, as it was saying on Sky News this morning, are at an all-time high. And now all of a sudden they're lifting the restrictions, yeah? These people are taking you for idiots, because if Johnson goes and we get someone like Priti Patel in charge, the type of person that wants to ban protesting, ban locking on, send you to prison for it. These people have passed laws, like I've told you, like the CHIS laws, where they have given these CHIS operatives, they have given them a legal basis, an illegal platform and framework to go out and commit criminal offences and crimes that if you did or I did, you'd be arrested and thrown in prison for. That is the type of person Priti Patel is, and that is who could potentially replace Johnson, or someone like Gove possibly, whose department clearing house in this pandemic has been under investigation for blocking Freedom of Information Act requests to journalists, haven't they? These are the kind of people that we are dealing with, and the only reason why they all of a sudden are talking about ending everything rule-wise is because, like I've told you, they're absolutely shitting themselves about everything that's coming out about these people. These are the people, like we've told you, have a lot to answer for, don't they? Don't they? And, there seems to be all sorts of articles that I've just noticed coming out as well at the moment. Articles like this. Global spread of autoimmune disease blamed on Western diet. New DNA research by London-based scientists hopes to find cure for rapidly spreading conditions. More and more people around the world who are suffering because their immune systems can no longer tell the difference between healthy cells and invading microorganisms. Disease defences that once protected them are instead attacking their tissues and origins. Oh yeah? Oh right, okay. And there's articles again, another one in The Guardian, being put out about things like this. Nocebo effect. 2/3 of COVID jab reactions not caused by vaccine, study suggests. Oh really? Oh really? So if we go over to the government website, and look at the latest figures for yellow card reporting, and for anybody that's not watched Arno TV before, what yellow card reporting is, people. This is where people who have had adverse drug reactions or adverse events to any one of these vaccines, this is where the statistics are kept on these reports, right? To any one of these vaccines. And these are the latest figures. As of the 12th of January 2022 for the UK, 158,933 yellow cards have been reported for the COVID-19 Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. 242,148 have been reported for the COVID-19 vaccine AstraZeneca, and 33,630 for the COVID-19 vaccine Moderna, and 1,462 have been reported where the brand of the vaccine was not specified. For the COVID-19 Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, COVID-19 AstraZeneca vaccine, and COVID-19 vaccine Moderna, the overall reporting rate is around 3 to 7 yellow cards per 1,000 doses administered. In the week since the previous summary, for the 5th of January 2022, we've received a further 2,683 yellow cards for the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, 491 for the COVID vaccine AstraZeneca, and 1,497 for the COVID-19 vaccine Moderna, and 20 where the brands were not specified. So, according to The Guardian, you know, these 430 odd or 40 odd thousand people, because this has gone up quite a lot since we looked at these figures last, you've imagined it all, yeah? According to The Guardian, these people have a lot to answer for. And I suggest that people look at some of these adverse drug reactions and what they are on the government website. So when we see stories like this going out and this going out, we can see them for what they are. These people have a lot to answer for, like I have been telling you. And why these people, you know, that we speak about on this channel, like Johnson and Gove and Patel and Hancock and all these people that we've been talking about all the way through this pandemic, why, like I've told you, why they're all shitting themselves is not just because of these things like these parties that have come out, it's because of things like this coming out as well, isn't it? You know, remember Dr. Mike Yeadon, the former chief scientific advisor to Pfizer, yeah? Remember him? Yeah? Like we've told you, a filing to the ICC went in December against all these people, didn't it? All that's coming out. There's articles about it all over the internet. And this is one we've shown you before in the Desert News, all about this. Gates, Fauci and Daszak charged with genocide in court filing. Yeah, in a stunning 46-page legal filing to the International Criminal Court on December the 6th last year, an intrepid attorney and 7 applicants accused Fauci, Peter Daszak, Melinda Gates, William Gates III, which is Bill Gates, and 12 others of numerous violations of the Nuremberg Code. These include various crimes against humanity and war crimes as defined by the Rome Statutes and articles in the Rome Statutes 6, 7, 8, 15, 21 and 53. And there's links in this article so you can read the whole 46-page document yourself and look at other articles that have spoke about this. And these 12 other people that were named, do you want to know who they are? These 12 other people, I'll tell you why these people are shitting themselves, because the 12 other people named in this filing to the International Criminal Court, according to this article in the Desert Review and many others out on the internet, are as follows. Albert Bourla, the CEO of Pfizer. Stefan Banchel, the CEO of Moderna. Pascal Soriot, the CEO of AstraZeneca. Alex Gortsky, CEO of Johnson & Johnson. Ted Ross, the head of the World Health Organization. Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister. Okay? Chris Whitty, the UK Chief Medical Officer. Matt Hancock, the former Health Secretary. Sajid Javid, the current Health Secretary. June Rain, the head of the MHRA. Dr. Rajiv Shah, the president of the Rockefeller Foundation. And last but definitely not least, Klaus Schwab, the head of the World Economic Forum. This is why these people are shitting themselves, because of all this that is coming out. You know, The truth will come out in the end, people, but the facts of the matter are there are articles all over the internet about this filing to the ICC on the 6th of December, okay? And this, according to all these articles, was, the applicants were Mike Eden and others, okay? This is what we're dealing with, okay? These people are an absolute disgrace, and that is why they're all terrified now and talking about lifting restrictions. But like I've told you, bear in mind, if these people, if we have a vote of no confidence next week and Johnson goes, bear in mind who's going to follow him, because who's going to follow him is going to be an absolute tyrant and far worse, I guarantee it. This pandemic is far from over. Who are these people trying to kid? They are taking you for idiots. Idiots. These people, like we've told you, have a lot to answer for, don't they? Don't they? These people are honestly, they're taking you for idiots. It's an absolute disgrace what these people have done over this practically now 2 years. And what else has been going on while I've been off air for the last couple of days? Oh, that's right. Ghislaine Maxwell's legal team files request for retrial over jury's revelation. Yeah, lawyers submit documents under seal seeking a new trial after a juror said he was a victim of sexual abuse. Ghislaine Maxwell's legal team on Wednesday filed documents requesting a new trial following revelations that a juror may not have disclosed child sexual abuse during jury selection. In a letter to the court, Maxwell's lawyers wrote that they filed her motion for a new trial and accompanying exhibits under seal. The documents were filed under seal and their contents were not known. For reasons set forth in the motion, we request that all submissions pertaining to juror number 50 remain under seal until the court rules on the motion, they wrote. Maxwell lawyers filed this letter shortly before the midnight deadline to submit paperwork formally requesting a new trial. And guess who else is quite happy to be reporting about this? That is right, Klaus Schwab's friends over at the Daily Mail. Let's see what they have to say about this. Ghislaine Maxwell files for a retrial after juror told thedailymail.com that he did not reveal his own child abuse on the jury questionnaire. Jeffrey Epstein's madam is due to be sentenced in June. Maxwell's attorney on Wednesday filed a motion to overturn her conviction. The motion is sealed but references juror number 50, known as Scotty Javid. Javid revealed he told the juror about his own abuse as a child during deliberations, but he indicated to the dailymail.com that he did not reveal the abuse before the trial. Now Maxwell's attorneys say it's incontrovertible grounds for a new trial. Maxwell faces 65 years in prison for a role in Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuses. Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney have requested that her sex trafficking conviction be overturned and the case be retired due to a juror's possible failure to disclose that he was sexually abused as a child before the trial. In a court filing late on Wednesday, Maxwell's attorney said that they had filed a motion for retrial under seal but referenced juror number 50, known as Scotty Javid. His first and middle names is known by his first and middle names, who opened up about his traumatic past in an interview with who? With who? With the dailymail.com following the trial, like we've been telling you. Okay, Scotty Javid, who are you? Who are you, Scotty Javid? And who are you working with? Because we know that the Daily Mail, the dailymail.com, we know who they're working with, don't we? Because they're working with Klaus Schwab. aren't they? Aren't they? And the reason why we know that is because, as anyone who's watched Arno TV before very well knows, that Klaus Schwab used to be a director of the Daily Mail Group, didn't he? Between April 1998 and December 2004, didn't he? So we know that Klaus Schwab is working hand in hand with a Daily Mail, isn't he? And who's Klaus Schwab just happen to have working for him? Who does he have working for him again? Oh, that's right. He has Isabel S. Maxwell working for him, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Ghislaine Maxwell's sister just happens to be working with Klaus Schwab, yeah? And again, where was Prince Andrew? Where was Prince Andrew when all these allegations and all this came out in 2015? Yeah? Where was he? Oh, that's right. He was over in Davos, wasn't he? With Klaus Schwab and all his acolytes pushing the agendas of the Great Reset and the Fourth Industrial Revolution and stakeholder capitalism and their plans for everybody. That's what he was doing over there, wasn't he? Wasn't he? So we like to believe, like I've told you, this Scotty Javid, who initially, as it was reported, spoke to the press, because that's how it was reported initially, and then we find out that the press that he's spoken to is actually the Daily Mail, yeah? Who happens to be working with Klaus Schwab, Isabel Maxwell and Prince Andrew, yeah? And we're led to believe that there's nothing going on, nothing to see here. Like I've told you, these people are using the Daily Mail to try and crush these stories, this trial, the whole thing. And like we've told you, this juror who's come out, this Scotty Javid, and given this interview to the Mail, who's put this whole trial in jeopardy, Ghislaine Maxwell might get a retrial. She might actually get her case thrown out of court. She might get massively reduced charges. These are all real possibilities now. And we're led to believe that this Scotty Javid just happened to speak to out of all the media that he could have spoken to around the whole world that's been following this story. He just happened to speak to the Daily Mail, did he? Oh, are you working with Scotty Javid? Who are you working with? Because you are taking us for idiots. For idiots! If you can't see what's going on here, when I've told you all before about all these people colluding and working together, well, if you ever want a perfect example of where it's crystal clear that all these people are working together in the background, then look at what is going on with this trial. It's an absolute disgrace. And I tell you what I watched one of the days, was it yesterday or the day before? While I was, I think it was on Tuesday, in the evening, this documentary that went out about Ghislaine Maxwell on ITV. Yeah, I've got two words to say about that: cover up, cover up. Okay, that's what it was, because it was featuring people like this. Okay, what's he called again? This former protection officer, Paul Page. Yeah, featuring people like him. Yeah, so this is where this story's generated from, that's been going around the press over the last few days about these teddy bears that had to be put back according to this laminate photograph, or Prince Andrew at kick-off, yeah? This is where this is emanated from, this Paul Page, yeah? This guy is a self-confessed to have been involved in fraud, yeah? So this guy's believable. What is going on here is they're trying to just get people speaking out here that they can quite obviously discredit later on. That is what is going on here. This is an absolute disgrace. So if you believe people like this, who are basically openly admitting that they're a fraudster, yeah, are they to be believed? Yeah, this is an absolute blatant attempt at a cover-up that is going on here. And I saw this same guy on the internet giving an interview to somebody else as well in the last couple of days, who's out all over the alternative media in the last God knows how many years, 10 years, claiming to be a plumber, yeah? Who openly says that they work in communications at Buckingham Palace, yeah? It's a blatant cover of what is going on here. These people are taking us for idiots. Don't believe anything that is coming out of this guy's mouth. It's an absolute disgrace what is going on here. And like I've told you, we've got all these people colluding in the background to, discredit, that they can discredit later on, or you've got people in the background trying to funnel stories through the paper. We've got jurors giving interviews to the Daily Mail that they're all working with. I mean, this is what is going on here, people. These people are taking you for absolute idiots because, like we showed you the other day in the Steeple Times, according to this article here in the Steeple Times, watching Ghislaine, exclusive, neighbour reveals that Ghislaine Maxwell was under surveillance in 1994 over her mucky madam activities at a South Kensington Mews house by Met Police officers. And why didn't they stop her? Like I've told you, what it says here in this article is about the Met Police who had Ghislaine Maxwell's second house, a Mews in South Kensington, which it shows you here, under surveillance in 1994, because according to this article in the Steeple Times, there was an alleged brothel going on there, and the police commandeered a room in a flat diagonally opposite this her house and set up a camera to monitor the comings and goings of that house because they were believing that there was an alleged brothel going on there. That is what it says in this article. And what it also says in this article, because the lady who lived in this flat wants to remain anonymous for her own personal safety. And what she says in this article is the officers remained for a week, and then I heard no more about what happened next. All I knew was that a brothel was being operated from there, and that the police wanted to close it down, that they could have caught this evil woman then, but maybe her friendships with powerful people like Prince Andrew helped ensure her criminality was swept under the carpet. Do you think that's a possibility, people? Because I think that's a distinct possibility, don't you? The Met Police, look at all the things that have come out about them in the last 6 months. They're an organisation as well that have a lot to answer for, don't they? Because they're not interested, the Met Police, at looking at people like Ghislaine Maxwell, are they? They're not interested at looking at people like Johnson and Hancock and Gove and Starmer and all these kind of people, are they? No, they're not interested in looking at any of these people. But any of us do anything, then they'll throw the book at you. That is what is going on. These people are an absolute disgrace. All of them. And, if we get a vote of no confidence in the government next week, like I've told you, if we get someone like Patel or Gove, it's going to be far worse. A vote of no confidence is not good enough. We need to get rid of all of these people, because all of these people over in Westminster in the House of Commons, the whole lot of them are a disgrace, and they've all been working hand in hand with each other the whole way through this pandemic, haven't they? Haven't they? And all of these people, all of them, have been working with people like Klaus Schwab, haven't they, over at the World Economic Forum, pushing the agendas of the Great Reset, the Fourth Industrial Revolution and stakeholder capitalism. And the latest one, the Great Narrative. Because these people, although they've quite clearly been controlling the narrative, they're now openly talking about it, which leads me on to something else. Because with all this going on, with all these distractions that are going out into the media, because be under no illusion, what is going on at the moment is theatre. It's absolute theatre and distraction to take your mind away from the way that these people have been behaving the whole way through this pandemic, what they've been up to, and what's going on with Prince Andrew. That is why I'm trying to distract everybody's attention, and all this theatre is going on. And, through all of that, it actually slipped my mind until I saw the other day that, guess what's going on in this week? You know, we've just been speaking about Klaus Schwab. Guess what is going on this week? Oh, that's right. They're all getting together, aren't they, in Davos to discuss their plans for us for this year. That is what's going on. Let's go over to the internet. Let's turn the music down and let's just play you what, you know, the unelected world leader had to say for himself 2 days ago or 3 days ago when it launched this week. Shall we have a listen to what this man has to say?
Human destiny. In the last 5 years, the world has become more interconnected than ever. But in many ways, it's becoming even more fragmented and polarized. China has made significant economic and social achievements under your leadership. In the first 3 quarters of 2021, China's economy grew by over 9%. You have achieved a historic goal.
Sorry, just to butt in there. They've done very well out of this pandemic, haven't they? China, have people got short memories? These people are taking us for idiots. And I tell you something else, the World Economic Forum, they love a totalitarian regime like China. They absolutely love China because they want the Western world, they want our democracy to be replaced with something like what China has, don't they? These people, like I've been telling you, have a lot to answer for. They're an absolute disgrace, these people.
To become a moderately prosperous society in all respects. Mr. President, I strongly echo your remarks in 2017 that mankind has made progress by surmounting difficulties, and when encountering difficulties, we should join hands and rise to the challenge. I believe this is the best time for leaders to come together and work jointly for the world to become more inclusive, more sustainable, and more prosperous. We now...
Who do you think, when he says that, the world to become more sustainable, more inclusive, and more prosperous, who do you think this man is talking about? Because let me tell you something, he's not talking about you, and he's not talking about me. He is talking about them and all their acolytes and all the organisations that they are working with. And who are they? The 1,000 richest companies in the world, yeah? NGOs, governments, the World Bank, the UN, and all these organisations have done very, very well out of this pandemic, haven't they? Haven't they? That is what is going on. And it is for, you know, because Davos this year, like last year, the first address was from Xi Jinping, okay? And you know what they're talking about? I mean, I can't play you it all. I'll leave the link in the description like everything that we've talked about today. The links will be there. But you know what these people are talking about in this? They're talking about their multilateral global system that these people want to erect and replace democracy with all over the Western world. Yeah, we've got them on this. Xi Jinping talking about things like that leaders shouldn't view themselves as leaders of countries anymore. Oh no, it should all be about the global objective. This is what these people are talking about. These people, like we've told you, they want to introduce one world governance. These people are an absolute disgrace, and like we've been telling you, they have a lot to answer for. And the way that these people get away with it, like we've told you, is they do it out in the open like this. But if anybody ever questions what's going on and pulls these people up on what they're doing, then all of a sudden, it's a conspiracy theory, isn't it? You know, on this particular video, he's talking with Xi Jinping. And, you know, today he's been speaking with this woman, Ursula von der Leyen. Another one who's got a lot to answer for. These people think you and me are stupid, because what these people want to do, like I've told you, is they want to create a new world. They want to have a brand new world where democracy is replaced with their multilateral global system, which will have us in servitude to these people and their acolytes. That is what is going on. These people, like I've told you the whole way through this pandemic, have a lot to answer for. And it's not me on my website that puts out that I want to be the manager of a global commons. It's these people. But like I've told you, if you question it, then you're a conspiracy theorist. That is what is going on. So there's a lot going on at the moment, isn't there, people? Isn't there? And these people, particularly people like Johnson at the moment, they are taking you for idiots, okay? Absolute idiots. And like I've said, just remember, if there is a vote of no confidence next week and we get someone like Preeti Patel, we are in serious, serious trouble. That is where we are. That is where we will be if we get someone like that. So we need to keep an eye on what's going on over the next week or so, because these people, like I've told you, they are absolutely shitting themselves because of what they have done and everything that has now come out, because they know if they, remember they were talking about locking us down about 3.5 weeks ago, and all of a sudden it's gone from that to this. They're taking you for fools, people, and it's about time, as I've told you, that this year things have to change. And all of these people, all of them that we speak about on this channel, all of them need to be held to account for the things that they have done in the last 2 years. And there's absolutely zero doubts about that. These people are an utter disgrace. So I'm going to end it there tonight. I will be back soon with some more videos for you. But if you're new to Arno TV and you like the output on this channel and you like what we talk about, then please like and subscribe to this channel. And once you do, ring the notification bell so I can inform you people out there about future videos that I'm going to be putting out, future live streams that I'm going to be putting out about all these kind of people. Because as I've promised you the whole way through this pandemic, there's one thing you can count on. I am not going to stay silent while these people rip up democracy, because these people, that is exactly what they are doing and what they want to do. So I'll be back soon with some more videos for you. But until I am, take care, and I will be back very soon.